Hello everyone, I'm Raul and welcome back to Live Drawing Lessons. Today we're talking about the sleeve and we learn how to draw a fabric sleeve, and we're working on the eyes, so we do everything step by step to learn everything about how to do. We're using pencils, 8B grade pencils, because all this portrait is made by 8B grade. As you can see, more tones. They are same made with 8B grade. As you can see, we started already a part of the sleeve, so which is the top one. And now we're moving down further with every aisle make. I will show you how to do even the beautiful highlights, details which make the sleeve, jumper sleeve, original and realistic. Let's do another aisle. So remember, the first thing to do, if you have a big paper and you put the hand on the paper, cover your drawing with a blank paper so you can keep your drawing clean. Sharp very well your pencils. My pencil is very good sharp, as you can see, so I can add all types of details. We're moving now to add another aisle. So when I'm talking about the eyes, is the dark part of the drawing, this one, yeah? So we need to work rows by rows. I do another row, but I make sure I leave a little bit highlights on the top, because they, after blend, they will made by eraser. And today I want to show you guys how to work with electric eraser to do these beautiful realistic details. Let's jump into the lesson. I'm going with very small circle emotions. And as you can see, following the reference photo, I need to keep the same shape for drawing the sleeve. So we're working on a 6th row already, and slowly we're moving further where the dark tone is most of the part of the drawing. I will show you how to do this dark tone easy way, so we're going further and quick later. We start to do the base, and also I'm following the reference photo for the shape. The pencil, as you can see, is bent in my palm, which is the perfect position for shade. Now I need to be careful on the corner. Where it's finished, I need to do a little bit curve. And come back like an S. As you can see, I need to follow the reference photo so I can have this S. What happened with the top side sleeve, where the jumper is bent, in this area we make the S hidden. How to do this? As you can see, we need to do this dark tone, but we're not touching with the first line. I will show you. If I'm going with these small circle emotions, I'm going very close with the fabric texture, and my jumper sleeve will be same as the reference photo, much easier to draw. That's why I'm here, guys, to show you how to work realistic step by step. That's why we do live drawing videos, lessons, free drawing lessons for you guys to upgrade your drawing skill. Now I need to add dark tone. So as you can see, I just repeat the layers to achieve the dark tone. Don't worry about this part, it will be highlighted later. I will show you how to work using electric eraser. And I will show you how to do realistic, same as the reference photo. As you can see, my pencil is going with a small movement in small circle emotions, so I can design the fabric texture of the sleeve close as I can with the reference photo. If you want to take an easy way, you can do, but it won't look like realistic, because if you do like shade, for example, the long lines to shade everything, to color the sleeve, you will need to work with the highlights, which is more difficult after that. If you're taking this way of the drawing, it will be much better. I want to teaching you guys how to work realistic, not how to work faster. Today we will use only 8B grade. I'm using also Faber-Castell 9000 pencils, and I'm working with 8B grade, blending stump number 2, and the electric eraser. For the dark tone, you know already, I'm going with dry hard brush, which is the fastest supplier to achieve the dark tone. Stay with me to see how to do this and how to design a realistic fabric sleeve texture. What I'm doing now is I'm following the reference photo to see how dark tone I need to go on this. So I have two types of tones, dark and light. So I'm coming now to add the blending stump. I have blending stump number 2, and I'm going with the same as I did with the pencil, by small circle emotions. I'm now worried if I'm covering a little bit the white, the highlighted part, because later it will be made by electric eraser. Stay with me, because I will show you today how to work with electric eraser as well. I'm using an excellent electric eraser, guys, rechargeable, and also a very, very sensitive button for using. I recommend this eraser. If you want to find this eraser, you can go on my art supplier introduction video on my YouTube channel. Check the link for electric eraser and you can go on Amazon straight away. Because I need dark tone, I'm coming one more layer and I do the same thing. I will keep the same circle emotions. And repeating the layers, you will see, guys, we go into the dark tone. For these beautiful details, close to the reference photo, when you draw a texture of the clothes, you need to make sure you have very, very good sharp electric eraser. So the eraser on the top side need to be very good sharp, because we're touching light the paper, adding some highlights. Today you will learn how to do them. I want to thank you to everyone, guys, who staying live with me to support my channel, and also on my TikTok page, Facebook and Instagram. If you want to find out more about me, you can check in the description all the links on the top, on the bottom side of the description. You will have the YouTube channel, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok and Instagram. Click on those links and support me as an artist. You know already, I'm open to commissions for Christmas. I'm working hard on 2 commissions in the same time to make my customers happy. So if you need me to draw for you something sweet, or you want to do a very beautiful gift for Christmas, I'm here to start to work for you. As you can see, I'm going very deeply into details, so my customers be happy with this. Let's add a little bit dark tone now, which is the dark tone made by Dry Hard Brush. It's not reason to use a blending stump now. As you can see, also I need to do some more highlights. This side of the dark tone I'm doing by this brush. It's a chopped one, if you remember. This made very quick dark tone. I'm going a little bit on the edge side of the sleeve. I'm not pressing with this brush at all. And I'm going on a row now, inside of the row. As you can see, the way of brushing or blend is by small circular motion, same as I drew. I need a little bit dark, so I'm coming one more layer, but this time only halfway of the row. Why? Because on the bottom side it need to be a little bit darker. I'm checking the reference photo for the way and the shape, and with very small circular motions I just refill again this gap or the place for the bottom side of the sleeve on every row. As you can see, become darker, which is very good. But also, guys, look at that, how nice dark tone, and also the texture of the jumper on an elastic fabric is close to the reference photo. Why? Because I'm going in this way with small circular motions. Don't forget, my pencils was resharp after sharpener using a nail polish pad, and I'm using now as a needle. A very good sharp for any small details I need. I will do one more row following the reference photo and the shape of the row. As you can see, I'm going down a little bit and up again like a bridge. Very close to the first row or with the top one. We build another layer. From now the rose is going an S, but it's going all together. We will build the top side as well in a minute to show you how to make the difference between the curves and the bent side of the jumper. Now we're working on this side. As you can see, this way of the drawing is very close to the material of the jumper. From now slowly I need to grow the shadow and the dark tone. This lessons, guys, is about how to draw a human portrait using only one pencil. So if you're struggling with the pencils, try to find a darker one for the dark tone, and I will show you in these lessons how to do, respecting the way of the drawing, to do realistic drawing using only one pencil. We need to add more dark tone, but we need to make sure we leave this side very light for the highlights. So always we do this, and we go in close with the line. In this way we build the design of the jumper of the elastic sleeve. With the same way of the drawing, we're going to add also the dark tone. That means we repeat the layers. For the first time I will blend using blending stump. And I told you we're talking about number 2 blending stump. To smooth the paper. This will help me also to push the graphite into the tooth of the paper. Take your time when you blend. The way of the blending is by small circular motions. Exactly the same that I draw. As you can see, that side of the shadow become a little bit blue-red. I'm coming again for the pencil to change the value of the color. Repeating the layers, I'm coming to add the dark tone. If you remember, again, same as the top one, I'm going more half of the way of these layers. We will do this line continually, and I will show you how to divide the bent parts of the jumper. I do one more layer, but this time only on the bottom. Now I'm focused on the dark tone. Again, this time help us to achieve the dark tone, dry hard brush. I'm still staying on circular motion with the brush as well. As you can see, I'm not rushing my work, I'm staying longer on that, so I can achieve the dark tone faster. Now I'm ready to add the second part, and I will show you how to do this. Also for this we need very good sharp pencils. If you need to resharp, you can resharp your pencil. We start from the bottom because we have already the S made, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're starting with this one, yeah? We're following the reference photo, and we're moving with this further. I'm staying on circular motions, but the small ones, so I can see where the dark tone is stopping. Somewhere here. And we do just a little bit sharp the top side. Because it's a small part, I'm coming one more layer, and I can finish this side quick. To do the same as the reference photo, light gray on the top, I just do the details. And now, blending stump, it will do like a light grays. Starting from dark tone, with small circular motions, I feel this texture. If you blend with blending stump, it will take a little bit from dark tone. So repeat the layer to have the perfect dark tone. Now we're moving up another layer, so as you can see the S become very thin in the middle. We take this, the second, and we're moving the same. Also we need to be careful, a little bit highlighted part on the top should be the same. As you can see, I just go a little bit sharp so I can achieve the thin line. Repeat the layer on the bottom side of the line, which is the dark tone. Very light, using blending stump with small circular motions. I feel the color with the color. I'm moving further, and now I need to be careful. This line needs to be interrupted a little bit. So as you can see, the S is bent on this side. How to do this? I'm coming with a line, and this one is stopping. I just feel light gray for the color of the jumper or the sleeve, and I'm going with the third row. This time I need to be careful to have very good sharp pencil, and also I need to go sharp as well. I keep the same technique with blending stump. Make sure you don't press for the blending stump here. Work very light because you need to just blur the material a little bit. Nothing more. Another line. And I'm stopped here. As you can see, I have this side interrupted, like the jumper is bent or the texture is bent. That's the way to draw, guys. Follow the reference photo for any small details so you can make the same. That's why I'm here. If you don't understand something, let me know, guys. I'll come back to you as soon as possible. And also, if you draw with me this portrait together, I would like to ask you to upload your steps when we do live drawing, so I can see if I need to help or not. Look at that, just a little bit, and slowly as you can see, I just need to add a few dots and also light color of the gray. Just fill a little bit this with graphite, make an illusion is something there. We're talking about the highlights using electric eraser soon. So stay with me, today you will learn how to do the highlights as well. As you can see, we need to do this side, which is the dark tone, is much easier. Of the material, we need to let a little bit gap. So we're going like this, following the reference photo, respecting the texture of the material. We're going with curved lines. Now I'm ready to fill this with dark tone. Don't need to press hard, just wait for the layering. Now we do the bent side of the sleeve. I'm coming another layer when I'm happy with the shape and design. You can go whatever you like on this side, is only a dark tone, you don't need like circle emotions or lines. Just make sure this will be dark tone, very dark like here. Also, make sure you fill this with the dark tone, only this proportion, not bigger than that. As you can see, repeating the layers, we achieve also the dark tone. I don't think so we need another layer, because we have also dry hard brush. With small circle emotions, very light on the paper, we change the value of the color, become dark tone. But as you can see, I have white side here. When I'm coming with the rest of the rows of the sleeve, I'm going in the same way by S's. So look at that, I need to fill this with something. So how to do this? We carry on with the line. We carry on with the line of each row. And this makes the material looking realistic. And also your drawing. We don't forget about the blending stump. To blend a little bit, achieve the dark tone. Smoothing the paper. It's almost close when you draw the eyebrows on your portraits. Go sharper to the end of the eyebrow. So we do the same on this sleeve or jumper. Just light touching with blending stump, and as you can see, the material become 3D looking and realistic. Ciao papi, ce faci? Mersi mult că ești cu mine aici, ce faci, Adi? Now I just carry on with a little bit blending stump, guys. I smooth the rest of the jumper, and as you can see, I have same this bent part, which is this. I just need to make sure is almost touching with the first lines, and I have perfect 3D work on this side. Let's learn a little bit about the highlights, which is most important part for me. So I will show you now how to work with highlights. I think a lot of people are waiting for this part, me too as well. From now we need to work with blending stump. I still have here, and also very good sharp eraser. I'm using this electric eraser, guys. You can find this on Amazon, and very, very sensitive button. Look at that, I just touching a little bit on the corner and it's working properly. So I will show you, not before to resharp this, because I told you we're working with very good sharp eraser. And I'm using this nail pad. I have like a thin and also medium. I just keep the top side of the eraser on this side. And I sharp a little bit eraser, building like a triangle. As you can see, it's sharp in the middle, in the top. Now guys, look at that. With this sharp part, I can add the perfect details. How to do this? We're starting from the top side of the sleeve and we add the highlights. Hopefully you understand, this is very important how to work with this. Don't press, because electric eraser, if you press on the paper, it will slippery all the ways. So I'm going by dotting, but very light, building this highlighted top side. Now I'm moving down slowly a little bit, and I'm going by dotting, but very light. Dotting into the dark tone, it will be more easy than dotting on a white paper. That's why we build a base first, so we can have where to work. I always build a base. As you can see, I have also the sleeve draw, and this will help me later for highlights. Now I'm coming on the second row and I do the same thing. Look at what's happened. As you can see, I'm just almost touching the side of the paper and I highlighting very light this. If you see it doesn't work, that means you took a little bit graphite on the top side. Doesn't matter. We're going on the same step and we repeat the sharpening. But just a little bit to remove a little bit the graphite, yeah? Now we come back on the dark tone and we're staying on the dotting. This will help us guys to make this beautiful 3D work, which is the highlighting part of the sleeve. We work on elastic material, so we need to follow the reference photo for the texture. That's my way to draw, guys, and I'd like to share with you all my techniques. Look at that, how nice I'm working, so I can do the same as reference photo. I want to respect this side also of the highlights. As you can see on the top, we have highlights but like a shadows. And also the shadows who's covering the highlights. We learn later how to do the shadows over the highlights. Now we're staying to add more. I do another row. Of course I'm following the reference photo for the design. As you can see, when I have a little bit graphite on this, I just keep this one nail polish pad and I just clean the eraser. Slowly, slowly, as you can see, we do the highlighted part. Try to learn very gentle with this side of the eraser. Don't press at all, so you can achieve the perfect details. Also, this one is my technique when I highlighting the wet skin, watery eyes, or even the metal parts, as I did the ring. This eraser is rechargeable, guys, and if I charge this, it keeps me like 16 hours to draw. Enough for finishing your day work. Try to learn to go like me, respecting the way of the erasing. In this way you're going very closer with the reference photo for the texture. I'm ready also to clean the eraser. This time I'm not cleaning the eraser on the paper, it is not really helpful. I just keep this nail polish pad, and look at that, so easy cleaning. It's like a sandpaper. You can use a piece of sandpaper if you like. I think so this is the easiest way to add the highlights on the dark tone. If you have to deal with the dark tone and also to add the highlights on the dark tone, try to learn my way with electric eraser. Okay? Good to know, guys, is very important to have good suppliers, clean suppliers. Same, the eraser need to be clean always. And I'll explain why. Let's suppose I'm not cleaning this eraser and I need to go on the skin side, which is the lighter skin. What happens if I highlighting the dark tone? I'm taking a little bit graphite on the top side of the eraser. If I'm moving now, for example, on the ring or in this highlighted part, if I do only one light touch of the eraser, I will put the graphite on that side, which is no good. If you go in with the clean eraser, nothing happens. You can do also the details and also the highlights. For example, I come now to add a line, which is the small light details on the finger. That's perfect and nothing happened with the skin. If I do on the dark tone, if I'm coming with this eraser without cleaning the eraser on light tone, is no good, is a mistake. Remember, clean eraser during the process. I do my best, guys, so you can have all the explanations and also the way to work with my suppliers and my techniques. Look at that, how the jumper is looking now, become very, very realistic. So the last thing to do is to add the dark tone. And I want to show you, as you can see, over the highlights, because mine are straight away longer, I need to cover with shadows over, as you can see, some of them, because if I do the shadow here, and I will keep this like a triangle, yeah, with the bottom top in this side, I will do like a round side of the sleeve, and I will show you later. Now we take care of the highlights on the sleeve. I love very much to work with electric eraser since I found this supplier. This changed my way of work, changed my life, and also my commissions looking very well. So remember, if you want to work commissions for the customers, try to do your best, work with the best suppliers. Look at that, so easy now. Let's do highlighted part on this bent side of the sleeve, and also we need to clean again. And by dotting, we're coming to add the highlighted part into the rows. They can be made easier if you add blending tool to blend the paper. Now adding the dark tone over this highlighted part, the material and the sleeve will look realistic. And also 3D, we're looking to work 3D, and we learn to do this everything step by step. I need to make sure always the eraser is sharp and also clean. When I'm touching the paper with eraser, I need to be careful to don't have any graphite on that. I'm happy with the process, and also guys, hopefully you're happy with the lesson. So look at that, very realistic. And now we're moving further to add more highlights, but also if you remember, we did the bottom side dark tone and the top side highlighted. By the way, if you achieve the same eraser as me, you will get the refills, so you will have for all years to work. I will show you my refills. Look at that, how many refills I have, and also 3 top side for erasing. So you have for the big one and for the small one. This is the small, and also we have the big one. If you want to erase faster, you can use the big one. So the eraser is very worth and also very cheap for the work you do with this. If you remember, I had different electric eraser before, and I was struggling with the Dwayne Johnson portrait a little bit because the bottom wasn't sensitive. I should press hard and my hand get tired with each step made. Now as you can see, with this sensitive bottom, I just touch the bottom and it's like easy for me to touch the paper also. Now I need to be careful to add the perfect highlights, making this elastic sleeve looking realistic. That's why I'm going with dots, because these dots made the fabric texture more realistic. Remember, if you clean your eraser over the top side of the paper, clean with a big brush. Nothing happened. You just clean your paper for the mess. I'm going to draw with you today, guys, one more row, and after that we learn how to add the shadows and the lesson will be finished there. Hopefully you're happy with this, and hopefully you understand and learn my techniques, which are easy to learn. I don't need eraser now. I need to start using the pencil, so I clean a little bit of paper. To going further, I'm adding another row, which is this one maybe. As you can see, slowly, the rows become darker and also the highlights are covered by the shadows. Let's see how to do this. I'm going another layer by circular motions, and I just keep an eye on the reference photo so I can see the shape of the jumper. of the sleeve. This is the elastic part, but we're going further and we learn how to do the normal side of the jumper when we get there. Remember the most important things. Work always with a blank paper over your drawing. That means you keep your drawing clean and you keep safety. Also, for the paper you can use to clean erasers or try different pencils if you work with more grades. And the second one, sharp very well your pencil, and if your sharpener it doesn't sharp as you want, use a nail polish pad and you will see how nice, or a sandpaper. You can use a piece of sandpaper and you will see you can use a pencil as a needle, which is very helpful when you add light details and small ones. The third one, try to use the dry brush techniques. They may help you better for smoothing the skin tone or the texture of the materials that you draw. I always use everything I told you guys, because these combined together help me to achieve this level of drawing. If you want to achieve my level of drawing, try to learn by my techniques on my free drawing lessons on YouTube channel. Dai, posso deitare? Dai. Anyway, as you can see, I'm going close with this because from now the highlights are covered, so no worries. I'm going same. I respect the reference photo and the highlighted become covered. No worry, we have electric eraser to rebuild them and make same as the reference photo is. Everything you need to know on my lessons is follow always the reference photo to learn. You know something you can learn also by following the reference photo, guys. If you believe or not, I'm learning by myself with each portrait I make, because I found different ways of drawing and I'm happy with every way of the drawing. For example, I try to combine more tips of the shade, the blend, and which I like more, I will keep that. Let's do this layer till the end. Let's blend the layer. Now you know the steps, which are the most important thing. As you can see, from now we can go with the S together till the end. Let's go another layer for the dark tone on the bottom side, which is the halfway of the layer. If you have a look, if you have a closer look, you will see this one is the gradient made. I want to telling you something very important, guys, which I was struggling with this before and I didn't know what's happened, but I found the problem. Always when you draw over the tablet or the phones, they have a LCD. LCD is much shiny than your paper. Of course, your paper is never shiny, for example, for the rings or for the skin, same as the tablet. Your paper is always matte, and you need to do the highlights as you can by eraser and also jelly pen. If you want to make this shiny as it is on the reference photo, you can use jelly pen, very easy. If you have the good one, I recommend number 5 or number 3 if you have one. So don't worry for the dark tone, for example, and also for the highlights, because of your paper is not good or something like this. It's not that the problem. The problem is, and it's not a problem at all, the thing or the science is looking like this one is LCD and our is a paper. You never get the dark tone same as the reference photo if you draw with the graphite or with the charcoal, because the one in LCD and one is LCD, one is a paper. Good to know, guys. So don't press too much with the pencils, because I see also on my group the people struggling with the dark tone and they try to press harder with the pencil, which is not good. You just broke the top side of the pencil. So guys, remember, never try to achieve the same dark tone as the reference photo. I don't want to talk more about the highlights, because the highlights are higher than your paper. Hopefully it's good tip for this. Hopefully you understand. From now you don't need to press hard with the pencils. I'm coming with the dark tone. Only one layer light on the top. And I'm ready for the dry hard brush, which is smoothing also on the paper. Hopefully guys you understand something today on my lesson. After the dark tone was next, we're working with electric eraser for the highlights. Let's finish this small side for the dark tone to know it's already finished this side. So we'll show you now how to do this light highlighted part. So I do the shape first. Now as you can see we have some lines, which is part of the jumper, of the texture. We did the lines. Some of them harder, some of them lighter. So we're working with two tones as well here. Don't worry, I'll explain everything you need to know on this process. Now I'm happy with this. I'm going to add round circles, half circles on each side, so I can make an illusion is part of the jumper. Something like this. Now, as you can see, we need to work with the tones. I'm working with blending stump. I blend the line, and where I see light gray, I jump with the blending stump inside to change the value of this, and also make same as reference photo. Don't forget about the highlighted part. Where it's highlighted, you don't need to cover. You don't need to be necessary to erase. Light on the end side is into the shadow, so we come in with blending stump over, and we blend everything. If you need more shiny parts like this, only one, you can use electric eraser or jelly pen. My advice is use electric eraser and just dotting that side. One dot to the end, and we design that side as well. For the end, I need to come in with dry hard brush to cover for the dark tone. On the top side and also on the bottom. I'm adding a little bit dark tone inside, which is this small part of the jumper, with small circular motions. I'm going slowly to don't break the design. That's it. Now we finished with this side as well. The last part of the lesson today is to shadowing this. Let's finish with the highlights. Anyway, they are into the shadow. If you remember, by dotting, you go in close with the reference photo always. If you keep eraser longer on your paper, once, which is most important thing, is risk to break your drawing, because the hand is my slippery on your paper. Try to do this experiment on the different paper when you're practicing to see what's happened. If you're going light with these small dots, you will be very happy going close with the reference photo. I can do faster when I draw, especially when I do commissions, but now I need to be careful to go slowly to explain you everything you need to know. So my way to draw when I do commission is much faster. I love it. It's looking same as reference photo. But what's happened on the end, because the texture is different, we need to do another line, but by dotting. So we repeat this, very light, making the same texture. Only part of this, because later are into the shadow. Try to use my technique, always clean eraser. To don't have problem into the highlights. We're moving slowly for the shadowing, and we finish the lesson for tonight. For covering the shadow, we're using dry hard brush and 8B grade pencil. Nothing anymore left. We put the blending stump back. We don't need blending stump. We don't need electric eraser. From now I will show you guys the last thing to do is to add the shadows. I have light shadow on this side, and this side, and slowly as you can see become very dark tone, which is the covering the highlights. It's not necessary to do these details later because as you can see everything is very dark. So let's focus today how to do these shadows. I'm going with small circle emotions, but before I like to resharpen the pencil. As you can see, even me, I resharpen the pencil what I need. Thank you very much, my love, for the comment. It's a really impressive comment, my love. Thank you very much, my love. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. And now with small circle emotions, we're going to covering this side, but very light because they still need to be highlighted. So later, if we're covering by mistake, no problem, we have a laser to reveal this. So we're going with small circle emotions. And as you can see, a part of the highlights are covered. No problem, that's the design to do. If you want to learn how to do realistic design, elastic sleeve, stay with me to see how easy we can do. Maybe you will ask yourself why I'm covering now with the shadows if I draw already the design. Because now I'm going light to add the shadows, making this sleeve more realistic, 3D, and impressive as you like to see. I have the pencils, I have the layer made already over. So now I'm using dry hard brush and following the reference photo for the shadow, I'm going to do the dark tone. Starting from the dark tone from the bottom side where I start, and I'm going light on the top side. This will help me to do this sleeve into the shadows and more realistic. Hopefully easy lesson, guys. Don't worry if you are a beginner, you have time to learn. I was like you before, long time ago, and look at my level of drawing now. So everything is possible if you have passion for art, and also if you follow my videos. So look at that, very nice. Now only thing to do is to add the rest of the dots by highlighting, but I have the shadows, I have the design made already. Again, we're working with electric eraser. This one is for the last time on this lesson. And I'm using this side of nail polish, yeah? Why? Because I need to have this eraser always sharp. Now I'm checking only for the special details like dots. If I want to do very realistic work, I need to follow the reference photo to design the highlights back. I want to thank you very much for to my wife for support and beautiful comments. So remember guys, everything is possible if you follow my lessons and tutorials. Now I can add this part of the highlights, which are extra details for me because I have also the shadows on the sleeve. So my sleeve is looking same as the reference photo. As I told you before, don't worry about the highlights because this is LCD and this is the paper. That's the last part of the lesson, guys. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate your beautiful comments and support, and we will see you with the next lesson. So yes, it's possible to work with graphite pencil, adding those details, looking same as the reference photo, guys. Just in case, if you cover this, you can use light soft brush and the details remain there but become light gray. Thank you very much, have a nice weekend, and bye bye now. Ce s-a mișcat. Trebuie să ce desenez. Eu mă sperii de mine de multe ori. Cum știu să fac așa? Merge caloriferul sau să luat iară căldura?
Nu, merge bine.
Că-i frig aici la mine, tu știi?
Ce cum ți-am băgat?
Foarte frumos.
Iată, mă suflu de nu mai pot că mă slucesc de la mine.
Da. Oops. Cât e ceasul?